The stars glittered against the black void as the Earth vessel Relentless approached the meeting point. Commander Jack Murphy stood on the bridge, his blue uniform crisp and his expression serious. This was humanity's big moment. First official contact with the Xeraxian Confederation. "Status report," Murphy said, his voice calm despite the tension in the air. "All systems normal, sir," replied Officer Lisa Bennett from her communication station. "The Xeraxians have confirmed they're waiting at the coordinates." Murphy nodded and looked at the main screen. Two smaller Earth ships, the Falcon and the Swift flanked the Relentless as escorts. He had chosen his best crew for this mission. The United Earth government had spent months preparing for this moment, the first step toward peaceful relations with an advanced alien civilization. "Let's make history," Murphy said as the strange, angular shapes of the Xeraxian vessels came into view. The alien ships were beautiful in a strange way. Their hulls shimmered with a purple-blue metal unknown to humans. There were 5 of them, arranged in a crescent formation. The center ship was twice the size of the others, likely their command vessel. "Open a channel," Murphy ordered. "Standard greeting package." Lisa's fingers moved quickly across her console. "Channel open, sir. Transmitting welcome message and translation protocols." The main screen flickered, and an alien face appeared. The Xeraxian had gray-blue skin with ridges where eyebrows would be on a human. Its eyes were large, entirely black, and without visible pupils. "I am Vexthor, commander of the Xeraxian diplomatic fleet," the alien said through the translation system. Its voice sounded almost musical. "We welcome the representatives of Earth to this historic meeting." Murphy stepped forward. "Commander Vexthor, I'm Jack Murphy of the Earth Defense Fleet. We come with peaceful intentions and hope for friendship between our peoples." Vexthor's mouth moved in what might have been a smile. "Of course, peace is always preferable to conflict." For 20 minutes, they exchanged formal greetings and basic information about their species. The conversation seemed to be going well. Murphy began to relax slightly. Then Lisa frowned at her console. "Sir, I'm detecting unusual energy readings from the Xeraxian vessels. Their weapon systems appear to be." A bright flash filled the bridge. The ship rocked violently, throwing Murphy against the railing. "We're under attack," shouted the tactical officer. "The Falcon is gone, sir. Direct hit." Before Murphy could respond, another blast struck the Relentless. Warning alarms blared throughout the ship. "The Swift is breaking apart," someone yelled. They never had a chance to raise shields. Murphy grabbed the command console to steady himself. On the screen, Vexthor was smiling openly now, revealing sharp teeth. "Did you really think we would treat with lesser beings as equals?" the Xeraxian commander said. "Your species is too dangerous to be allowed to develop further. Consider this a mercy." Another hit rocked the ship. Sparks flew from a control panel. "Engines at 40%, called the engineer. One more direct hit and we're finished." Murphy's mind raced. 2 ships destroyed, hundreds of crew dead in seconds. "Emergency jump protocol," he ordered. "Get us out of here, now." "But sir," Lisa protested, "we need 3 minutes to power the jump drive." "Buy us those minutes," Murphy said. He turned to tactical. "Return fire, all weapons. Aim for their sensor arrays." The Relentless shuddered as it launched its attack. They wouldn't win this fight, but they might survive it. Lisa worked frantically at her station. "Sir, I'm recording everything. The attack, their communications. They're discussing plans to eliminate our entire species. Encrypt it and make sure it survives," Murphy ordered. As the ship prepared to jump, Murphy watched the Xeraxian vessels on the damaged screen. Vexthor's face appeared one last time. "Run while you can, human. It changes nothing." The stars blurred as the jump drive engaged. As the ship escaped into safety, Murphy made a silent promise that would soon become known throughout the galaxy. They fired the first shot, he whispered. We'll fire the last. 6 months had passed since the attack. Earth had changed in that time. The image of the destroyed ships *Falcon* and *Swift* was displayed in every city. The names of the dead crew were read aloud daily on news broadcasts. Humans did not forget their fallen. In the main hall of the United Earth government, Captain Jack Murphy stood before the world leaders. His uniform was new, with a captain's rank on the collar. The room was silent as they watched Lisa Bennett's recording of the Zeraxian attack for the 100th time. They believed we would not survive to tell our story, Murphy said when the video ended. They were wrong. Admiral Nancy Carter stepped forward. Her gray hair was pulled back tightly, her face serious. The rebuilding of our fleet is complete. We have created ships with stronger shields and better weapons. We are ready. The vote was quick. Every leader raised their hand in agreement. Earth would seek justice. The next day, Murphy walked the length of his new ship, the Avenger *. It was twice the size of the Relentless *, and built for one purpose: to hunt. Beautiful, isn't she? Engineer Pete Donovan said, patting a wall with pride. The fastest ship we've ever built. Murphy nodded. Will she catch them? She'll catch anything in the galaxy, Pete promised. The crew of 300 boarded the Avenger * that afternoon. 5 more ships joined them in orbit: the Justice *, the Memory *, the Honor *, the Courage *, and the Truth *. Together, they formed Task Force Vengeance. Dr. Alan Grant met Murphy on the bridge. He was the best xenopsychologist on Earth, an expert in alien minds. The Zeraxians are predators, Dr. Grant explained, showing images of their home world. They attack the weak and fear the strong. No one has ever pursued them after an attack. They expect us to hide in fear. Then we'll surprise them, Murphy said. The task force left Earth orbit the next day. Their mission was clear: find the Zeraxian fleet that had attacked them and bring them to justice. People lined the streets of every city to watch the ships depart on giant screens. Children waved flags. Parents held pictures of lost loved ones. In deep space, the hunt began. The ships followed energy trails and gathered information from trading posts and space stations. The Zeraxians had not bothered to hide their path. Why would they? No species had ever chased them before. 3 weeks later, the task force found their first clue: a small trading post where Zeraxian ships had stopped for supplies. They laughed about the attack. The station owner told Murphy. They said humans would be too scared to leave their solar system now. Murphy thanked him for the information. Which way did they go? The trail led to the Proxima Nebula, a cloud of gases where ships could hide. Science officer Olivia Martinez worked day and night to improve the ship's sensors. "I've found something," she announced on the 30th day of the hunt. Faint engine traces leading to the Serpent star system. The task force followed. When they reached the system, they found a small Zeraxian scout ship. "They're running," the tactical officer shouted as the alien vessel fled. "Not for long," Murphy replied. The Avenger easily caught the smaller ship. When the Zeraxian commander was brought aboard, his black eyes were wide with shock. "You followed us? Across 3 star systems?" he asked in disbelief. "We would follow you across 1,000, Murphy replied. "Where is Commander Vexthor?" The Zeraxian looked confused. "No species has ever pursued us before. You should be hiding on your home world, rebuilding your defenses." Murphy leaned closer. "Where is your fleet?" When the Zeraxian finally told them, the information was sent to all ships in the task force. The hunt would continue. On his bridge, Supreme Commander Krasvel of the Zeraxian Confederation received the news that humans were actively searching for them. "Let them chase shadows," he told his officers with a laugh. "In time, they will tire and return to their insignificant world." He did not know that humans never tired of seeking justice. he would learn. 1 year into the hunt, things changed. The Xerexians no longer laughed at the human pursuit. They began to run in earnest. The Avenger and its 5 companion ships had followed the Xerexian fleet through 12 star systems already. Each time they got close, the aliens would flee to a new hiding place. But each escape made them weaker. They had no time to rest or repair their ships properly. They're heading for the Crimson Nebula, Science Officer Olivia Martinez reported. Her new scanning system could detect Xerexian ships from much farther away now. They think the radiation will hide them. Captain Murphy nodded. Will it work? Not anymore, Olivia said with a small smile. I've adjusted our sensors. We can track them even there. In his private quarters, Murphy reviewed the latest reports. The Xerexians had tried to set a trap in the Vega system last month. It had failed badly. 2 of their ships were damaged beyond repair. The human fleet had suffered only minor damage. A call came through on his screen. It was Admiral Carter back on Earth. How goes the hunt, Captain? She asked. They're running scared now, Murphy replied. Using every trick they know. The people back home are following your progress closely, Carter said. No one has forgotten why you're out there. After the call ended, Engineer Pete Donovan came to see Murphy. Pete had spent the past month improving the ship's shields. They won't be able to hurt us now, Captain, Pete explained, showing diagrams of his new shield design. I studied how their weapons work. Our new shields are specially made to stop them. Good work, Murphy said. We need every advantage. The next day, they entered the Crimson Nebula. Red gases swirled around the ships, making it hard to see. But Olivia's improved sensors worked perfectly. They found the Xerexian fleet hiding near a small moon. They've spotted us, the tactical officer announced. 3 ships are breaking away from their main group. Peace envoys, Communications Officer Ryan Miller said with surprise. They're sending peace envoys. Murphy frowned. Put them on screen. A Xerexian face appeared. It wasn't Vexthor, but a different commander. Humans, the alien said, we wish to end this conflict. We offer payment for your lost ships and crew. We offer a peace treaty. The bridge crew looked at Murphy. He stood slowly. Justice comes before peace, he replied, and cut the connection. The Xerexian ships fled again, deeper into the nebula. The human fleet followed. 2 weeks later, they cornered a damaged Xerexian scout ship near the planet Helios IV. The ship couldn't run anymore. The Avenger pulled it in with tractor beams. Murphy led the boarding party himself. They found 6 Xerexian crew members, including their commander. None resisted capture. Why do you continue this pursuit? The Xerexian commander asked as Murphy placed him in restraints. No species has ever dedicated such resources to justice before. Murphy looked the alien in the eyes. Humans don't forget. And we never let our enemies escape. The words were transmitted back to Earth. Within days, they spread across human colonies and stations. We never let our enemies escape became a saying people used. Children wrote it on school walls. Soldiers tattooed it on their arms. Back on the Xerexian command ship, Vexthor received news of the human response to their peace offer. His skin had turned a paler blue from stress. 17 systems, he said quietly. They have followed us through 17 systems. A whole year of pursuit. Perhaps we should try another peace offer, his second-in-command suggested. Offer more compensation. Vexthor shook his head. They don't want our money or our words. They want us. For the first time in his long life, Vexthor felt something new. Real fear. No prey had ever hunted the hunter before. He ordered his fleet to the borders of Vorg territory. Surely the humans wouldn't follow them there. The Vorg were known to attack all who entered their space. He was wrong. 3 years had passed since the Xerexian attack on the Relentless Asterisk. What had started as a human quest for justice had become something bigger. Many alien species watched the hunt with growing interest. On the planet Centaurus Prime, Ambassador Kelly Warren stood before the Galactic Council. Representatives from 27 spacefaring civilizations sat in a large circle. Most had avoided the aggressive Ziraxians for centuries, preferring to pay them off or give them wide space to pass. The human pursuit has gone on for an unusually long time, said Glixar, the Cephide representative. The Cephide looked like a tall human with golden skin and 4 arms. Most species would have accepted payment by now and moved forward. Kelly stood straight in her blue Earth uniform. Humans value justice above convenience. When we say never again, we mean it. She looked around the room. Every species here has suffered Ziraxian aggression and done nothing. We choose a different path. A murmur went through the council chamber. Some representatives nodded in agreement. Others looked uncomfortable. Your dedication is disturbing, Glixar said finally. To the Ziraxians, perhaps, Kelly replied. To those who respect the rights of others, it should be reassuring. Far away, Captain Murphy's fleet had grown. 3 ships from the Arcturus Alliance had joined them. The Arcturians had lost colonies to Ziraxian raids and wanted to help. We've tracked them to the edge of Vorg space, Olivia reported on the bridge of the Avenger. They're hiding behind the 3rd moon. Murphy frowned. The Vorg were feared throughout the galaxy. They looked like giant wasps and were highly territorial. No one entered their space without permission. They think we won't follow, Dr. Grant said. The Vorg attack any ship that enters their territory. The Ziraxians believe they found the perfect shield. Murphy nodded. Then we need to talk to the Vorg. His officers looked at him in shock. Sir, Ryan Miller said, no one talks to the Vorg. They don't communicate with other species. Then we'll be the first, Murphy replied. The Avenger sent a message toward Vorg space. For 3 days, there was no response. Then a large ship appeared. It was like nothing the humans had ever seen. Shaped like a massive hexagon with spikes along each edge. A Vorg appeared on screen. It had a large insect head with compound eyes and mandibles that clicked as it spoke. Humans, it said in a buzzing voice. Why do you approach our territory? Murphy explained their mission. Their pursuit of the Ziraxians who had attacked Earth without cause and murdered hundreds. The Vorg listened without interruption. The Ziraxians have raided our outer colonies many times, the Vorg said when Murphy finished. We have never pursued them as you have. We would like permission to enter your space and capture them, Murphy said. We can offer advanced medical technology in exchange. The Vorg was silent for a long time. Your persistence is unusual, it said finally. Our queen wishes to meet the species that hunts the hunters. On Earth, the pursuit had changed human culture. Children played hunters and Ziraxians in schoolyards. The face of Vexthor appeared on target practice ranges across human space. News that Captain Murphy was meeting with the Vorg spread quickly. Humans gathered in public spaces to watch the broadcasts. No one had ever negotiated with the Vorg before. When word reached the hiding Ziraxian fleet that humans were speaking with the Vorg, panic spread through their ships. It's impossible, Vexthor said, his voice shaking. The Vorg attack everyone. They should have destroyed the human ships immediately. His second-in-command looked at the sensor readings. The human vessel is docking with the Vorg ship now. They're actually meeting with them. Vexthor's skin turned almost white with fear. We need to leave. Now. Find another hiding place. But as their engines powered up, they received a message that made their blood run cold. By agreement with the Vorg Queen, all Ziraxian ships in this sector are to be held for human justice. Vexthor stared at the screen in disbelief. They made an alliance with the Vorg. How is this possible? The answer was simple, though he couldn't understand it. Humans never gave up. 5 years had passed since the first attack. The Ziraxian war fleet, once proud and strong, was now reduced to a handful of damaged ships. They jumped from system to system, always with the human fleet close behind. On the Ziraxian homeworld, the High Command met in an emergency session. The large circular room was filled with military leaders, their blue skin now pale with worry. Draxil, their military intelligence officer, stood before them. His hand shook slightly as he gave his report. "The humans have shown no signs of giving up the pursuit," he said. "Our ships report they are low on fuel and parts. They cannot run much longer." 5 years, an older commander said in disbelief. "No species has ever maintained a pursuit for 5 years." Draxil activated a display showing human history. "I have studied them. Humans have folk tales thousands of years old about hunters who tracked prey for days until it collapsed from exhaustion. They call it persistence hunting. This isn't just a military campaign, it's who they are." The room fell silent. "They have formed alliances with species who would never work together before," Draxil continued. "The Arcturians, the Vorg, even the Cephoids have offered them help. They are sharing information, resources, and ships. For the first time in their 3,000-year history, the Xeraxians felt true fear as a species. They had always been the hunters, the aggressors. No one had ever turned the tables on them like this. "We must stop them," the High Commander said. "Send a message to Vexthor. Tell him to find a place to make a final stand. We will send all available ships to help." But the message never reached Vexthor. His fleet had gone into deep hiding in an area known as the Void, a region of space with few stars and many black holes. They thought no one would follow them there. They were wrong. Captain Murphy stood on the bridge of the Avenger as they entered the Void. His crew was no longer just human. There were Arcturians at the weapon stations, a Vorg navigation expert, and even 2 Cephoid engineers. "Sensor contact," Olivia reported. "Definitely Xeraxian. 5 ships, hiding near the gravity well of a black hole." Murphy nodded. "They're using the gravity to hide their energy signature. Clever. But not clever enough," Olivia said with a small smile. The human-led fleet moved carefully through the Void. Engineer Pete Donovan had modified their engines to work better in the strange physics of this region. "They've spotted us," Ryan called from communications. "They're moving deeper into the gravity well. That's dangerous even for them." Murphy watched the tactical display. "They're desperate. They know we won't give up." On the Lid Xeraxian ship, Vexthor paced the bridge. His once proud uniform hung loose on his frame. He hadn't slept properly in weeks. "Keep going deeper," he ordered. "They won't follow us this close to a black hole. No sane species would risk it." His second-in-command looked worried. "Sir, our own ships may not survive this close tow. Do you prefer to face the humans?" Vexthor snapped. The answer came as they watched the human fleet adjust course to follow them. "They're still coming," a crew member said, voice breaking with fear. "How can they still be coming?" Vexthor stared at the screen. One human ship in particular led the others, the Avenger. He had memorized its shape, had seen it in his nightmares for years now. "Send a message to the homeworld," he said quietly. "Tell them." He struggled to find the words. Finally, he simply said, "Tell them the humans never stop." As the message was sent, alarms blared across his ship. They had gone too deep into the gravity well. The black hole was pulling them in. "Emergency power to engines," Vexthor shouted. But it was too late. His ship began to break apart under the massive gravitational forces. Then, surprisingly, a tractor beam locked onto his vessel. A human tractor beam. On the bridge of the Avenger, Murphy gave the order, "Pull them out. We didn't come all this way to let them escape justice by dying." As the human ships worked to save the Xeraxians from their own desperate maneuver, the aliens finally understood. Humans wouldn't even let them escape through death. 7 years had passed since the initial attack. Captain Murphy, now Admiral Murphy, stood on the bridge of the Avenger and looked at the fleet gathered around him. 23 ships from 12 different species had joined the hunt. What had begun as a human quest for justice had become a movement that united many worlds. "Status report," Murphy said. The Zerexian fleet is trapped in the Nexus Nebula, Olivia replied. Her uniform now had the rank of commander. All escape routes are blocked. This is it, Admiral. After 7 years, we have them. Murphy nodded. 7 years of pursuit across hundreds of star systems. 7 years of determination. 7 years of never giving up. Send the message to all ships, he ordered. It's time. The final battle was short but intense. The Zerexian ships, low on fuel and running on emergency power, put up a fight. They had nowhere left to run. The Imperial Fist Vex Thor's flagship, tried to break through the blockade. The Avenger moved to intercept. Precision strikes from human weapons disabled the Zerexian engines and weapons systems. The Imperial Fist is dead in space, reported the tactical officer. Their shields are down. Murphy turned to Marine Commander Sam Rogers. Prepare your boarding team. I want Vex Thor alive. Rogers nodded. Yes, sir. 30 minutes later, Rogers led a team of 20 Marines onto the Zerexian flagship. The alien crew offered little resistance. Many simply surrendered, dropping their weapons when the humans approached. 7 years of being hunted had broken their spirit. The Marines fought their way to the bridge. When the doors opened, they found Vex Thor and his officers huddled together. The once proud Zerexian commander looked thin and tired. His blue skin had turned almost gray. Commander Vex Thor, Rogers said, by authority of the United Earth Government and the Galactic Alliance, you are under arrest for the unprovoked attack on human vessels and the murder of their crews. Vex Thor stared at the human. Through his translator, he asked a simple question. Why couldn't you just forget us, like the others did? Rogers' answer was equally simple. Because we promised we wouldn't. The image of Vex Thor in restraints, being led onto a human vessel, was broadcast throughout known space. Millions of beings on hundreds of worlds watched as the Zerexian war criminals were finally captured. Back on Earth, people filled the streets in celebration. The families of those lost in the initial attack gathered in a special memorial. Their long wait for justice was over. In the following weeks, ships began returning home. Admiral Murphy addressed his crew before they reached Earth. 7 years ago, we made a promise, he said. We promised that those who attacked us would face justice. Today, that promise has been kept. He looked around at the faces of his crew, humans, Arcturians, Vorg, and others who had joined them. But we've accomplished something more, he continued. We've shown the galaxy that aggression will not be tolerated, that victims will not be forgotten, that justice may take time, but it will come. The Avenger entered Earth orbit to a hero's welcome. Ships from dozens of worlds formed an honor guard as they approached. On the surface, crowds gathered to watch their arrival. Admiral Murphy was the last to leave his ship. As he stepped onto Earth for the first time in 7 years, he was met by Lisa Bennett, now an ambassador. Welcome home, Admiral, she said. The trial of the Zerexians will begin next month. The entire galaxy will be watching. Murphy nodded. Justice at last. Yes, she agreed. But there's something else. The Galactic Council is meeting to establish new laws based on what we've done. They're calling it the Persistence Doctrine. What does it mean? Murphy asked. It means, Lisa said with a smile, that no species will ever again have to hunt their enemies alone. An attack on one will be considered an attack on all. Murphy looked up at the stars, visible even in daylight. The galaxy had changed, and humanity had changed it. 10 years after first contact, the galaxy had changed forever. Representatives from 42 species gathered on Earth to sign the Galactic Concordat. The Great Hall of the United Earth Government was filled with beings of all shapes and sizes. Admiral Murphy stood on the stage next to the Earth President. He watched as aliens who once avoided each other now spoke as friends. His simple quest for justice had united the stars. The Zerexian trial had ended months ago. It was broadcast to every world with the technology to receive it. Vex Thor and his officers were found guilty of unprovoked attack and murder. They were sentenced to rebuild the worlds they had damaged over the years. Under guard, they would spend the rest of their lives fixing what they had broken. A fitting punishment, the Vorg Queen had said. Death is quick. Redemption takes time. The persistence doctrine became the foundation of the new galactic laws. An attack on one is an attack on all, and justice will be pursued without time limit. These words were now written in 42 languages on the wall of the Great Hall. Glixar, the Cephite ambassador who had once criticized human persistence, approached Murphy. "Admiral," Glixar said with a small bow, "my people have a saying. Wisdom comes from unexpected teachers. Your species has taught us all that peace isn't maintained through compromise with aggressors, but through the certainty of consequences." Murphy nodded. "We just did what we felt was right. That is precisely what makes it remarkable," Glixar replied. After the signing ceremony, Murphy visited the memorial to those lost in the original ambush. The names of the crews of the *Falcon* and *Swift* were etched in stone. Fresh flowers were placed there daily by people who had never known them but understood their sacrifice. Lisa Bennett joined him. She wore the formal robes of her position as Earth's chief diplomat. "Do you think they understand us any better now?" she asked. Murphy looked across the plaza where representatives from dozens of species placed their own memorials alongside human families. "They're beginning to," he said. "And that's all we ever wanted." In the decade since the Zeraxian attack, no major conflicts had erupted between spacefaring civilizations. The knowledge that an entire alliance would pursue aggressors without time limit had created a new era of peace. Young Zeraxians were taught about their species' mistake and the consequences it brought. They learned respect for other beings, not fear or aggression. Some even served on human ships as part of their education. Human persistence had become legendary throughout the stars. When asked why they respected human boundaries, an anonymous alien diplomat gave the answer that became common wisdom. Humans are not the strongest, fastest, or most technologically advanced species, but they are the only ones who will chase you to the end of the universe if you harm them. They never let their enemies escape. Never. The 10th anniversary of the Zeraxian surrender was now celebrated across the galaxy as Justice Day. Species that had suffered for centuries under Zeraxian raids found healing in the new order. As the celebration ended, Murphy returned to his ship. The Avenger had been rebuilt many times over the years. It was now a symbol of determination and justice. "Where to, Admiral?" his first officer asked. Murphy looked at the star map. There were still places to explore, beings to meet, and bridges to build. "Forward," he said simply. That night, across thousands of worlds, children of many species looked up at the stars with new eyes. They told each other stories of the humans who changed the galaxy not through superior strength or technology, but through simple persistence. The old fears were gone. In their place was something new: respect. The stars were safer now because one species had proven that distance and time meant nothing when justice was at stake. And on distant worlds, when young aliens asked why peace lasted, their elders would say, "Because the humans taught us the value of persistence." And we learned.